How do you respond to people who say, but school worked for me?
Mm-hmm.
Or we all went through it and turned out fine?
Did you turn out fine? Or you're just playing it safe? I mean, I'm not saying that school doesn't work out for some people. It definitely works. But I think we need to, the right question is, how is it working?
Mm,
Right?
mm,
Because you're getting a job and earning over 20 million shillings a month. It's
mhm.
not a school working. Employment in itself is literally mental slavery or modern day slavery.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think because you are pursuing your boss's dreams or the organization dreams and you're putting yours on hold. Or somehow you have to integrate your own dreams into
Your
your
employers.
employer's dreams. So the question is not that, yeah, school worked for me. Maybe there is a percentage of people it worked for. I don't know. But are you happy? Because at the end of the day, I want to know if you're really, really, really happy and fulfilled. So I'm not saying that I'm completely right. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's working. Because I can sit and I tell you it worked for me, I came out fine. I'm revolutionizing the damn system.
Ah,
Yeah, but also like it hasn't been smooth. I had to undo the old mindset for the new mindset to be able to like say it actually worked for me. But also if I hadn't gone through the education system and if it hadn't been that harsh to me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So it's like a paradox.
Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you believe is killed first in children? Curiosity, number one, creativity, or confidence, and why?
Hmm. Curiosity, confidence, and creativity. I think my line would be curiosity, creativity, and then confidence. Because when we are curious, you first be curious and then you create. When you create, you become confident about who you are and your creations. And then it repeats again, but you're stacking skills. Yeah.
They've had it. Why do you believe entrepreneurship is not a career path, but a human development path?
Because when you're an entrepreneur and you're working on your business, your mission works on you harder than you work on it.
So to all the entrepreneurs out there, so you're literally telling them, it's working on them.
Yeah, because okay, I'm just speaking from personal experience. If I wasn't leading a team, I wouldn't have minded that I had to grow as a leader. And I wouldn't have taken time to do research, read books on leadership, and improve myself. If I was not running a business, I wouldn't have learned the skills that I have right now because, oh well, I'm glad there is no child. And if I wasn't running a business and figuring things out from scratch, I wouldn't have gotten the skills that I have right now. And also, I feel like how your business is, it's a reflection of who you are. Most times we don't want to take accountability. We want to look at the team we are leading. We want to look at the external circumstances. But I feel like you as an entrepreneur, everything you are trickles down to your business. If there are issues with communication, with I don't know, it's finances, it still comes to you as the person. It means that there is some knowledge you don't have that you should have, but then you don't know that you should have, and you need to get that information and skill so that you show up better for the business to grow and scale.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think I'll be taking some few notes from you.
Yeah,
Who murdered the genius in our children, and why did we allow it?
the system murdered the genius. Why did you learn? Why did you allow it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a question of awareness. What you are not aware of, you didn't know. For example, if I'm a parent and I have my 3-year-old and I'm not aware of the issues in the education system, or I'm not aware of a solution, which is an alternative, I'm going to submit them through the same process. So I'm just letting the system just ruin my child because of ignorance. And we are all ignorant of something, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I stopped contributing.
Oh.
Am I
Well,
speaking depth?
some parents, it's not that they're not aware of the system that's actually slaving
Mm.
their children, but rather some parents say that they cannot afford it. They cannot, like, afford the system that's actually going to broaden the horizon of their children.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about such parents?
Um, can I speak in context of Uganda?
Please do.
Because when we talk about affordability, parents tend to think that international schools are expensive, by the way.
Mm,
But when you look through, you're going to realize that actually some traditional schools are the same as the international schools. But then I'm not saying that traditional schools are the fault ones and international schools are not, because at the end of the day, this is something parents didn't know.
mm,
Whether a child is doing an international school or a national school, thing is they're going to be the same product. Unfortunately,
mm,
the only difference is that one card is more expensive than the other,
mm,
and your choice of choosing is different because these kids are going to go to the same universities, they're going to compete for the same jobs. So it goes back to the educational philosophy. And also, there are various options. Very many parents have opted to homeschool. There are various options available. There is Montessori. There is there is Forest Online School. When you do your research very well, you can find that there are other options. There is a way you can raise your child not to be dumbed down. But then that also requires you to be a present parent. And I understand most people are looking for money to provide for their families, so they do not have time to do that. But also, there is a way you can come up with small pods. Maybe you come up as five, three parents. You decide on what system you're going to use to raise your kids. Because at the end of the day, that's your primary responsibility as a parent. Yeah.
So now about the new academies that you're planning to open, could you kindly throw more light to the to our viewers out there?
Mm.
Like, what's the vision? What's the whole thing? Like, what should they expect?
Mhm. So we are launching Granda Academy February 2026, and we're going to be using the venture-led learning. I don't want to call it a curriculum because it's not one, and we're going to be using the ARISE methodology to help the kids build and create and be sovereign. So our mission is to liberate humanity through education. And when it comes to liberation, I'm not talking about that humans are enslaved or they're in chain.
Mm,
It's about the individualistic spirit of man. Like, can I be my own man when I'm not looking on the outside? Can I decide how I want to create myself alive without following the pack? Can I find a way to realize myself as an individual, but in that realization, create value that is impactful to my community and the people that are around me? Can I live a very simple and happy, fulfilled life that is not defined by what the outside world calls successful? You know, can I be able to dream and actually move on my dreams because I have the audacity to dare? Because most people, they have big dreams, but they don't have the courage to start, you know. So we are looking at a space for the academics. They are going to be more. The reason why we use the venture-led learning is because you learn through doing, so that kids are going to be creating from their interest and their curiosities, and they're going to be coming up with these different projects. A child is allowed to have different projects at different times, and then we have what we call the challenge. And every season, every child is going to have a different challenge for character development. And we are looking at it that at the point when the child is in a place whereby they are able to point a finger to their purpose, they have stacked skills through the different ventures they have done and projects so that they are able to build something that is worthwhile, but then also makes sense to them as individuals, not to the whole. But then also we are trying to raise them for a changing world of AI, because if jobs are getting out, they are exiting, they are ceasing to exist, it means that no one is going to be thinking about creating value for me. That means I have to go out and create the value
So,
for myself
mm,
and do something that makes meaning. For example, if we look back in the old age, our great, they used to have, we had the carpentry, like we had the carpenters, we had the tradesmen. Everybody was involved in a craft, and this craft required you to have a lot of different skills: sales, marketing, communication. It's weird. These things didn't even have names before,
very true.
but they were skilled. So it's kind of the same thing we are bringing back. It's not about qualifications or degrees. It's about, do you know who you are, and do you know what value you can actually bring to the world and the universe as a whole and the people. Because that's how we actually experiment human evolution as a whole, not just an individual, by being you, who you are.
Like just like how our great forefathers, while they did not have the certificates, they're not slave
Yeah,
to that a piece of paper. And they
yeah.
were able to come up with a lot of things. So, if someone would want to join the Zion International Schools, what should he or she
Check out our website.
do?
I think the most important thing is to buy into the philosophy, because this kind of education requires parents who are present, not dropping off a child in a boarding school and think the hustle life will teach them more about life.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it requires parents who are involved, but then they also need to be problem aware for them to enroll. But yes, you can check out social medias and our website, and you can apply.
Well, you can go to zioninternationalschools.net or zionschools.ac. You'll be able to find them. Now, do you believe obedience is the real curriculum of school?
I believe it's compliancy, but there's a difference between obedience and compliancy.
Well, I think being obedient is sticking to the rules,
Mhm.
and then compliance is giving in. Like you accept.
Yeah, you give in. Like,
You're like,
okay,
okay,
I think it's compliancy, because we can look at obedience as a way of character building, and we all, of course, want our kids to be obedient and to have some values. I think it's compliancy. You find a thing that is working, you look at it, throw in a chocolate, then you give in. But then the problem comes to when that compliancy builds a mental mindset that is so wrong on how you should live your life as an individual, in society as well. So there is a way it builds up a mindset in the child that they have to be compliant. Do not ask these questions. When you want to start something, you have to wait in line. You have to wait for permission, the world to give you permission. You need to start it perfect. You don't have to start it very weird and vague, of which the world, when you look around the things that have thrived, they've started vague. They have started with you giving yourself permission to build, not waiting on the world because no one is coming to save you. That's the reality of it. So I think the conformity The compliancy is the curriculum we sell the masses.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, is traditional education the final stage of colonial control? Wow. Okay, now this is big.
that's a deep question.
Disguised as success, as schooling for success.